day 3 of the Johnson County Carnival. We've had an amazing day of festivities. I hope you all had the chance to visit the booths and vendors of delicious treats. If not, feel free to do so after 3 more contests. The Prettiest Pig Contest, the Remarkable Pet Contest, and finally the infamous Bake Off. Please take your seats, turn off your cameras and cell phones, as to not disturb the judging and announcing. Now, on to our remaining contests.
Hello, folks! It's time to get started. Please take your seats if you haven't already done so. My, what a day we've had. I'm Mrs. Helen Hams, the MC for our next event, the Prettiest Pig Contest. Boy, do we have some real hams. I know, I just can't help myself. Our judges just finished. First, let's recognize our runners-up for the Prettiest Pig Contest. Our runners-up were Sandra Shaw and Janet Jones. Girls, please come on stage so we can recognize you. Let's see those wonderful runners-up. Sandra, what's your pig's name? It's Pinky. Oh, that's just so sweet. Now, Janet, what's your pig's name?
It's Cutie Pie.
Oh, that's just so cutie. I just love pigs. Now, okay, girls, you can step here on my left. Folks, let's give them a hand. Now, on to our grand prize winner. And the winner is Jenny Canfield. Jenny, can you join me on stage with Bitsumi the pig? Well, there you are with the prettiest pig in Johnson County. Will you say a few words, Jenny?
Well, I'm just so glad that Timmy won. I had to since she was this big. I mean little. She's like one of the family.
So what prompted you to enter her in this contest?
I just felt like she needed time in the spotlight, and now she's a grand champion, prettiest pig. Thank you, thank you.
Let's have a round of applause for Jenny and Petunia. Now, I'll introduce the MC for the Remarkable Pet Contest. This is Layla Landry. Layla.
Thank you, Ms. Hams. Yes, I had the most wonderful opportunity to be asked to be the MC of the Remarkable Pet Contest. I'm just glad I didn't have to judge them. They were also interesting. So, without further ado, I'd like to announce the grand prize winner of the Remarkable Pet Contest. Drum roll, please. And the winner is... We have 2 winners. It's a tie. Benny Barnes and Mia Martin. Will you please join me up here
believe I won. Wow. I mean, wow. Well, you two certainly look pleased to be up here with your grand champion remarkable pets. Can you tell me more about them? Benny, what's your guinea pig's name?
Well, I don't actually call him a guinea pig. He finds that offensive, really. He expresses that every time someone says guinea pig. There he goes again, complaining.
Well, that's pretty remarkable. Talking to you and all.
Yet, remarkable. Now that's the word. My remarkable pet Bernard can communicate, but only through me. Has many opinions, goes to bed at 8 p.m. on the dot, and wakes up at 8 a.m. in the morning. He even takes showers by himself.
Well, now, that's quite remarkable indeed. Thank you, Benny.
Wow, I still can't believe we got the win.
Okay, Mia, can you tell me about your remarkable pet?
This is Zany. She's my school's dog.
So, what does Zany do?
Well, she comes to school most days. She does tours with new families. She just knows where to go.
So, what else does she do?
Well, her main job is to be petted. She prefers to be petted by one person at a time, though. Sometimes those elementary students can't handle themselves and want to pet her all at once. I have to watch out for that, you know. She mainly just rolls over and does a good belly rub.
Well, my goodness, that's pretty remarkable. Let's give our remarkable pets a round of applause. Mia and Benny, you can return to your seats. And now, I'll turn the mic over to our contest director to introduce our next event, Miss Teresa Evans. Teresa.
Oh dear. Oh dear. We can't start until our bake-off judge arrives. Has anyone seen him? Judge Reginald P. Cogsworth? You know the judge, don't you? He's been our district judge for over 20 years. Has anyone seen him today? Any idea why he's so late? Oh, why did I let the committee talk me into having him judge our bake-off finals? I mean, I know he's impartial and all, but he isn't the most pleasant person around. I mean, have you ever been to court, ma'am? He practically bites the head off the clerk and anyone else in the courtroom. Not to mention what he does to the defense attorneys. It all started after he was elected to bench.
Where am I supposed to go? Where's this Peabody woman?
Why, Judge, you made it!
No thanks to the weather. It's a snowstorm out there. You should have canceled.
Cancel? Oh, goodness, we never do that. I know everybody was waiting for you. The bake-off finals were to start 5 minutes ago.
Hang the bake-off.
Now, Judge, remember, this is for charity.
Charity starts at home. That's where I ought to be. I got a backlog of cases I need to be working on right now.
Nonsense! It'll do you good to get out of me. Get away from work some.
It's mighty easy for a retired teacher to say.
Oh, you can retire anytime you'd like. I'm sure the whole town would celebrate. Oh, I didn't really mean it like that.
I'm sure you did. We'd all celebrate. All the crooks and thieves would be real happy to get me off the bench. Sure, replace the hanging judge with one that's more worried about criminal rights. But I tell you now, I'm going to stay on that bench until my dying breath, sending the vermin of society to their just desert.
Speaking of desserts, why don't you let me escort you to our judging table?
I don't know why I'm doing this. I hate sweets. Sweets just rot your teeth and it's something funny to your blood. It takes away your aggression. What's a human without natural aggression? I see. Me, lots of it. Keeps you on your toes, keeps you watching.
Well, we certainly are thrilled then that you have agreed to bend a few of your personal nutrition goals to be with us today.
You don't give a hang about what I eat or don't eat, Miss Evans, and you know it. You're just a nosy busybody who runs these events so you can feel like you're doing something important with the precious little time you got left on this earth.
The money raised tonight will help those less fortunate than ourselves, Judge Cogsworth.
The only reason why they're less fortunate than me is because they didn't get out there and do anything with themselves.
You don't really believe that, do you?
No, I just like to hear myself talk. Of course I do. Why, you don't think that there's anybody poor in this country because of their own account? Why, on the way here, I saw 2 restaurants with signs in their windows that said, "Help wanted, $5 an hour." There's plenty of jobs. Why, anybody who wanted a job could go out there and find one.
But Judge,
Oh, clearly you don't see reality.
and I don't see any point continuing this. Perhaps we ought to get on with the judging. Oh, there's Miss Peabody now.
Judge, you're here. Thank goodness. We just have to get started.
What do I need to do?
Well, we had 41 entries, and I think it's wonderful. Many of you are out there in the audience tonight. Congratulations. Such wonderful desserts. I gained several pounds just screening the recipes.
That's not surprising.
Every recipe was ready to determine whether or not it could be easily made in any kitchen. That eliminated several. Please come forward as I call your name to recognize runners-up, Ella Allen and Miss Raines. Ella, your recipe for monkey bread called for 1 orangutan, which puzzled us. And Miss Raines, your recipe for pioneer bread required an outdoor adobe oven. Since we don't have any of those in town, we decided we couldn't use yours. Delicious though it might have been. Please take your runner-up remains. Anyway, you lowered the number down to 3. And now, Judge, it's your job to decide who wins the grand champion prize. We will then donate $1,000 to the favorite charity of the winner.
If I don't like any of the 3?
Judge, these are wonderful desserts. They are made by the finest cooks in town.
Like who?
Scooter Bright, for one.
Scooter Bright can cook? I have brain cells to cook. I didn't know she had it.
Well, she's baked a lovely raspberry tart, and to make harder has brought it.
Edna May. That old May librarian?
Judge Cogsworth. She has made a delicious family cake called Frugal Fruit Cake. And our last entrant is Margaret Mason.
Mason, the rich one?
Yes, she's making a lovely tort. Now, where's your clipboard?
What do I need a clipboard for?
So you can score the desserts?
Had I known I was going to have to write something, I'd have never agreed to this thing.
Come with me, Judge. I'm sure I left it backstage.
I don't want to go through it, Mrs. Bright.
What's with the Mrs. Bright? My name's Scooter. You remember that when I was a baby, don't you?
Hardly.
Yeah, you remember how my mom would take me over to your place for cheating. You'd make me stay on the porch on account of I was always so dirty.
I remember no such thing.
Scooter Thomas, you'd say, while my mama was upstairs dusting, you're nothing but trash.
Really, Mrs. Bright?
There you go again. I don't mind Scooter. It's what I've always grown up with. And to think, here we are at the same contest. Ain't life funny?
A laugh a minute.
Yeah, I thought you were a queen, all right. You wore the fanciest clothes and you had your hair dyed up real nice.
I have never dyed my hair.
Go on, you couldn't fool a little kid like me. One day you're going gray as a sidewalk, and the next day you're redheaded.
Well, I might have had my color touched up.
Touch? Oh, honey, they must have just wrestled with your hair. Yeah, you were a queen. Now I'm just so happy we're in the same class.
I bet she's trying to poison the bed.
You're a stitch. Why would anyone want to poison old fun feathers?
That's just to make you mistakes, Peter. You ought to realize that. You were in his court enough.
Go on. I was only in there for shoplifting and a couple other things, but I just soon forget it.
That's not what I heard.
Oh yeah? Well, what do you do?
This is not the time to wash your dirty linen, Mrs. Bright.
Just remember, I saw clocks before the linen when my mama was washing her wash. Marco.
It's Mrs. Mason, as always.
You know what your problem is? You still think you're too good for anybody. You know, you just ought to remember we all have the same rights now. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, well, why don't you pursue your happiness somewhere less obvious, Mrs. Bright?
My raspberry tart's gonna win this thing. One patriot's gonna send the judge. emergency room to get his stomach pumped? Well, it's better than that kind of freak you failed to do.
Well, ladies, are we ready to begin?
Ready, willing, and able.
Good. Now, why don't you two go to our backstage and we'll call you on to as judge judges your delicious creations. Now, let's get started. Judge. Judge? Judge Collins, it's time to come out.
Not dressed like this.
Please, Judge, it's time to begin the festivities.
I don't know you're going to have me dress up like Chef Boyardee. I refuse to do this whole ridiculous thing.
You wouldn't want to get your nice suit dirty. Roger, can we have the smarter sheets, please?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be right back. Here you go, sir.
Judge, please calm down.
What's the trouble now?
Seems we've blown a fuse. That's all. Roger? Roger?
Yes, ma'am.
Please see what you can do about these lights. Right away.
Yes, ma'am. I'll go check the fuses. I'll be right back.
Ouch. Watch where you're stepping, Miss Peabody.
Judge, I'm over here.
Well, somebody stepped on my foot.
Is anyone there? Hello?
Really? I wouldn't think a refined lady like you would.
What?
I don't know how you did it, but you got a little too close in the lights crowd.
Really, Judge? My stars? That's unthinkable.
I see the way you're looking at me. It all makes sense now.
Excuse me. I think I fixed the problem, ma'am, but the snowstorm is getting worse, and the snow on the lines may have cut off the electricity, so I'm sorry it can happen again.
Thank you, Roger. Now, Ed May, let's get started. As you know, you were chosen by lot to be our first contestant.
Fine with me. I'd like to come soon to feed my cat.
I thought you were putting me in dessert.
Oh, you know me better than that, Judge Cogsworth.
Now, the judge will ask you a few questions to acquaint all our audience members with you. Then he'll taste your wonderful cake. After that, he'll ask you a few more questions to score your cake on its taste, texture, presentation, and ease of preparation.
I understand completely, Miss Peabody. Completely.
Well then, good luck.
Well,
What's your name?
you know my name.
It says here to ask your name. Just give me your name, please.
Don't you adopt that tone with me, you old curmudgeon.
Doc, I wouldn't have children if it came with a $10 million check.
Oh, I realize your opinion, children, Judge Cogsworth. Remember?
That's not on the questionnaire. Just give me your name, please.
Edna May Carter.
What do you do for a living, Edna May Carter?
Miss Carter to you. And currently, I am the head librarian at the county library.
And what are your hobbies, Miss Carter?
I like to read.
Anything particular?
Anything at all.
Sure.
You want to know.
Any family?
My cat, Moo Moo.
Isn't that Moo the second?
If you care to be technical, I, for one, do not care to dredge up terrible memories from the past.
Just tell me about your dessert.
It's called frugal cake.
It looks cheap.
It's a recipe from the Depression.
Oh, it looks depressing, all right. What's in it?
Well, it's just flour, molasses, wild berries, vinegar, and baking powder.
It's an old family recipe?
Yes. Are you going to ask what I'm doing with my charity? I'm a lovely charity, though.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
I'm giving mine to the Cat Protection League.
Got to be kidding.
I can give it to anyone I want.
You're gonna give $1,000 to cats?
I love cats.
I hate them.
Oh, I know. I'll never forget how much you hate cats.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, it seems like it was just yesterday. Oh, poor Boo Boo.
Oh, watch out. You're gonna get tears all over everything.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care at all. Oh.
What happened?
Females. I haven't even tried this thing.
Well, then do. That's what you're here for.
Do I have to?
Judge!
Ew, this tastes like a barn door.
Really, Judge? Just for the taste, texture.
I can read.
I will now introduce our next contestant, Miss Lucy Scooter Bright.
Why, hello there, Miss B.
Hello, Scooter. I take it you know the judge?
I sure do. We go way back, don't we, Judge?
That's right.
Heck, I used to be in his courtroom more than he was.
Well, I'll leave you two here alone to complete the judging one.
Thanks, Miss B. So, Judge, you want to interrogate me?
I got a few questions for you.
Well, what do you want to know?
What's your name?
You know my name.
Here we go again. They might not know your name.
My name is Lucy Scooter Bright. Scooter's my nickname because that's what I got for my second birthday. A scooter.
What do you do for this?
I own and manage Scooter's Nail Salon. We do manicures, pedicures, pedicures, advanced nail painting.
Like I care. What hobbies do you have?
Well, I like to do my nails a lot.
Tell me about this thing here.
My raspberry tart, it's yummy.
Is it an old family recipe?
No, I'm the only one who can make a raspberry tart in my family, Your Honor.
Say that again.
Say what?
Your Honor. Say Your Honor.
Your Honor? What's with you?
The way you said it reminds me of someone.
That's it? You had me scared looking at me all weird and all. I thought you was going to tonic on me.
That's catatonic.
That too. You better rank me right at the top, JoJo.
So, have you tasted the dessert, Judge? We are running late.
The way she said Your Honor reminds me of someone.
This is delicious. Here, Judge, open wide. Now, if you'd be so kind as to fill out the squishing on the raspberry tart, we can get on with our final contestants. Judge Cogsworth, you're being positively horrible with our contestants and right in front of our spectators.
What do they care? Look at you all sitting out there like you're waiting for somebody to stick a knife in my back. But I've been a judge for way too long not to know how to take care of myself. Most of you don't know this, but I was a sergeant in the Green Beret.
Really, Judge Cogsworth, I think you're just paranoid. And before you ruin the entire evening, let's bring out our final contestant, Miss Margaret Mason, who has taken a lovely tour.
Thank you, Miss Peabody.
As much as I hate to, I'll turn you over to the judge.
I don't mind a bit.
So you're Miss Mason.
You know who I am, Judge Cogsworth. You know very well.
I'm supposed to ask the questions here. Just let me do this thing.
Who's stopping you?
What do you do for a living?
My husband owns the town. Isn't that sufficient?
Do you do nothing?
I am involved in many civic organizations. What else do you want to know?
Your hobbies.
I enjoy cooking, needlepoint, and murder mysteries.
Do you like violence, huh?
I prefer things a bit more subtle, like poisons.
This thing here, poison?
If I had known you were going to be the judge, I'd have put enough cyanide in it to kill off a herd of cattle.
I could have you arrested for a threat like that.
Just joking, Judge. Hey, that rhymes.
Let's get on with this thing. What is it?
I call it my Mason tort. It's a light French chocolate cake with cream and cherry filling layered throughout.
That sounds disgusting.
The chef for the King of Austria, my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather.
So let's get on with this thing. Let's just taste this. I didn't know you could count that high.
Oh, I'm very county judge, especially when money's involved. You ought to know that, Judge.
Yeah, well, we should just press on and take
The tort is to die for.
Not
Judge,
again.
what are you doing?
Trying to cut this thing.
Not in the dark, it's dangerous.
Don't anyone move. He's back on again in a moment. I hope.
Thank goodness. Judge,
Scared me, didn't I?
Well, let's taste the tort and we'll have our winner.
Here, try some.
Why do I feel like a police taster?
Because you are.
Oh,
What's wrong?
nothing. It's divine. That's all. Simply divine. Here, try some yourself. Honestly, Judge, the way you've been acting, you'd think someone were out to kill you.
You've been on the bench as long as I have, and you would worry too.
honestly, Judge Cogsworth, we are respected members of the community. Who would ever think any of us would stoop to harm you in public?
You wouldn't have to stoop. You could harm me standing up. But let me tell you, if something does happen to me, I'd win in the end. I'd have the last laugh.
Judge, you've never gotten a laugh, and you know it. Here, wipe your mouth. You still have chocolate on.
You, my mother?
No one needs to see a judge who looks like 5-year-olds having finished a glass of chocolate milk.
You shove that stuff in my face.
Please, Judge, just get the Mason toward the store, and we can announce the winner of $1,000.
You silly women. You should all just skip all this nonsense and just give the prize money. You silly women just kill me.
Miss Peabody!
Roger!
I see the lights are back on.
Roger, help me here!
Oh, no. Yeah, he has no heartbeat. He looks all blue to me.
Oh dear, he's definitely dead. I don't think we can say for sure, but he seems to have been poisoned.
Poison?
Yes, he's bluish and foamy.
Oh,
I'm sure he's been poisoned. He was almost expecting that, wasn't he?
I suppose we better take a short emergency break here, folks. While we call 911. I don't think the police will get here any too soon because it's snowing terribly out there. So I think we'll have to do what we can by ourselves to find out who killed Judge Cogsworth. After all, the sooner we can spot the clues and grab the evidence, the more likely we can nab the culprit. So if you wouldn't mind, please look about for clues. If you have a minute, look around the room. You'll find some very helpful items. And then, after we phone for help, perhaps you can tell us what you've learned. Oh dear, I called 911. They said they'd be here as soon as possible. But with the weather what it is, they think it'll take them at least a half hour. This is just awful. I'm not quite sure how we ought to proceed this.
Perhaps the bake-off should come out here with us. I don't think it's a good idea letting anyone out of the room. Roger, can you get that?
Yes, ma'am, right on it. Ladies, please have a seat.
That's right, ladies. Thank you. And we can have a nice little chat while we're all waiting for the police to arrive. I'm sure the police want to talk to everyone in the room. I'm not sure one of the murderers had more witnesses. Yes, but how are you so sure he was murdered? Yeah, maybe his heart just gave out. What heart? Oh, Cogsworth ran on batteries, like that blasted rabbit on TV.
Well, it was nasty enough.
What does nasty have to do with it?
Well, I have read several health studies. At the library, of course, that state An angry person is far more likely to die from a heart attack than anyone else.
When was the last time you had a checkup, Edna?
Yeah, I bet you're ready to check out real soon.
Ladies, how dare you!
We mustn't antagonize each other.
That was poor Judge Cogsworth lying in the cooler.
Sit down!
Yeah, I bet he likes it in there. He was cold-hearted. What? I'm not sad the old Fuss Feathers is gone. And I bet if we asked anybody in here who cares, there wouldn't be a single hand raised. How about it, folks? Raise your hands if you give a hoot that old Fuss Feathers is dead.
But a man is dead.
And you care.
What? Don't interrupt me. He died right in front of us.
And you care?
Speak nothing but good of the dead.
It's gonna be pretty quiet around here then.
Scooter, it seems like you have some sort of grudge against Judge Cogsworth.
Can I not like someone without holding a grudge against them?
But this person's been murdered.
I still don't agree.
Yes, how was he murdered?
The logical answer is that one of these desserts is poison.
Well, I certainly wouldn't put poison into my dessert. It would ruin it. And at the price of ingredients, that would be fine.
Then wouldn't you like to try a piece of your cake, Edna? It looks so rich and moist. I bet it's impossible to resist.
No, thank you. Misty Bunny. Haven't got an appetite.
I didn't think so.
What are you saying? That I?
Well, what were you dumping on your cake earlier?
What are you talking about?
You came out with a small vial of some liquid and poured it all over your cake.
Did not.
Don't try and weasel out of it. I saw you. We all saw you.
All right. Well, the truth is, I really wanted to win this contest. It's just my charity means so much to me, because no one will ever know how much you meant to me. But when I found out that Judge Cogsworth was the one judging the food, well, I just knew a simple depression pick wouldn't do it for me. So I thought, and at the last minute, a little bit of vanilla flavoring would help spice it up. And that's what was in the bottle. Just a bit of vanilla flavoring. See for yourself.
Sounds like vanilla to me.
Well, what are you doing? Maybe it's poison. It's not. I tell you, I wouldn't poison anyone. Are you alright? Anybody?
It's vanilla. Very good vanilla. Not the artificial stuff.
You eat some of your cake.
No.
Why?
Because one of them might have done something to it.
You take that back.
You had just as much chance to poison yourself as I did. And it'd be like you poison mine, so that I would be blamed.
Lady! I just poisoned you broke my nail!
Ladies!
Let me at her! Let me at her! She broke my nail! She broke my nail! Or on these! She broke another one!
Enough is enough. Let me try.
No, don't touch that cake.
Why not?
Just don't.
So you poisoned it!
No, I don't know anything about poisons.
You were in the library yesterday. I saw you.
Excuse me for living.
You were in the 600s too.
That would be applied science, wouldn't it, Miss Carter?
Right. And that's where you find 2 volumes on poisons.
I was looking for a cookbook. That's also in the applied science, Miss Carter.
How can we be sure of that?
I don't. Well, you can't. But I shouldn't have to explain myself to you or anybody else. I am not a suspect in a murder.
But you are.
How dare you?
All 3 of you are suspects.
But this is very easy to solve, Miss Landry. Whichever dessert is poisoned
got fudge for brains and more courage than all the U.S. Marines combined.
This is delicious, Miss Carter.
May I have the recipe?
Of course. And you see, I can reply.
Then wouldn't you like to try a piece of your own raspberry tart, Scooter?
Well, it's mighty tasty and all, but no, I won't. Like she said, someone could have slipped something in it backstage. Or right here in front of everybody.
The lights did go out twice, didn't they?
That's right.
But I don't think anyone did any such thing.
Are you alright?
I've died onto heaven.
Go on. It ain't poison.
That's right. And it's a wonder what you've done with the raspberry, Scooter.
Thank you. But what about that one?
Don't touch it. Do you know something about it?
No. But it wasn't my delicious cake. And it wasn't that raspberry thing. Whew. Then it must be
This wonderful concoction. It's so hard to resist.
Call the police!
Call 911! Don't eat it, Miss Hands.
what's wrong with her doing this?
Lie down, Miss Hands. Nothing's wrong with me. I told you it wasn't poison.
And eat some of it.
No.
So hold on a minute. It's not poison. So if it's not that one, and it's not that one, and this one's not poison either, then none of them are.
Well, Einstein couldn't have done it better right here.
That just means that the judge had a heart attack.
But the judge was poisoned.
Y'all are getting me confused.
We need help. And I think, ladies, that we need help from our spectators. Roger, lead the way.
Yes, ma'am, right on.
Where are you going, Scooter?
I'm getting my coat. It's cold in here.
Yes, I'm afraid it will get a bit chillier. Sit down, please. Spectators, did anyone find any evidence? Let's start with any evidence about Scooter.
You mean they've been snooping around?
Somebody has to. Now, did anyone find any evidence about Scooter?
That might help. What's the blog? It says, on roll of Johnson County Choral Society, George Willington, Billy Smith, Lucy Thomas, and Tommy Thomas. Is that helpful?
What was your maiden name, Scooter?
I will not tell you anything. I want a lawyer.
A maiden name is a matter of public record. I'm sure somebody in this audience even remembers you as a girl.
Everybody in town knew about her family.
Shut up, you fossil.
Let's cooperate, Scooter.
Fine. It was Thomas.
And Tommy is your brother?
Yeah, what about it?
I don't know what about it. Can anyone tell us more about Tommy Thomas?
Well, I'm sort of a sleuth myself. I couldn't help checking the goals of the suspect. I found his newspaper clipping. The headline says, parole denied. Tommy Thomas, convicted of burglary in 1988 and sentenced to 25 years in prison, has been denied parole. Thomas has repeatedly insisted he is innocent of the robbery of the Grammar Jewelry Shop.
You mean they've been snooping through my coat?
Isn't that interesting? And let me guess who the sentencing judge was.
Fine. It was Cogsworth. That he was a nasty, pain judge. But 25 years for a burglary? It's just too much. Tommy just needed some money to cover the debt. It's not like he did this kind of thing all the time. In fact, that was the only time he ever got caught.
You were close to your brother?
Yeah, I still am.
Did you poison him?
My brother is still very much alive, thank you.
I mean the judge.
He sent your brother to prison, and you wanted revenge.
I've waited 6 years for revenge.
The French have an old saying, revenge is best served cold.
I don't get it.
Well, I'm glad that's solved.
But I didn't poison anybody.
I'm sure we haven't heard about all the evidence.
Well, I've heard enough. Did anyone find anything about Miss Carter that we ought to hear about?
I did.
You find a book? Tell me about the book.
Yes, ma'am. It was a book about plants, even poisonous ones. Since everyone is talking about poison, I thought maybe this would be important.
And what's so wrong with a book about plants? That's my book. I'll have you know that one of my hobbies includes growing ferns at home. I even have a lovely windowsill garden for them. I grow rosemary, thyme, and basil. And if you think that's cause for accusing me of murder, well,
Yes, Miss Shaw, come forward. What did you find? But what about the letters?
I found them in a trash can, a bunch of them, and one of them is begging for forgiveness for the dreadful thing I've done.
you snooping, nosy people! Don't you know it's a sin to snoop? Think your mother would teach you that?
And to whom were the letters written?
To me! Who else?
And from whom? Well, we'll find out eventually now that the cat's out of the bag.
You leave Moo Moo out of this!
Moo Moo knows? One heck of a smart cat.
No! They're from him! That terrible judge.
Can you tell us who they're from?
Seems like love letters to me from someone named Reggie.
Oh, that's a lie. That man never loved anyone but himself. Never.
How could you hate someone so much and then loved him so much?
I can tell you in 2 words. Moo Moo!
We just can't get away from your cat, can we?
My beautiful, soft, lovable Persian cat.
So you had it a long time?
5 long years. Oh, 5 happy long years. No, the only happy 5 years of my life.
Don't you have another cat now?
But it's not Moo Moo.
All cats look alike.
They're not. They're as different as any 2 people. And Moo Moo was the best cat that ever lived. He was always there for me. He'd lie above my head by my headboard at night. He'd cuddle with me during Star Trek reruns. And he even licked my plate after dinner.
I know this is painful for you, Miss Carter, but what happened to you?
Judge Cogsworth.
Tell us from the beginning.
Well, the judge got this thing for me.
That ought to be on unsolvable mysteries.
Go on, Miss Carter.
It started out, you know, the usual date night. I was honestly very flattered by Judge Cogsworth's attention at first. And he even
Asked you to marry him?
yes. But there was one problem. He hated cats. And he wanted me to get rid of my Moo Moo. He believed that. But I kept telling him, Moo Moo comes first. Then, one dark and stormy night,
Well, okay.
after we'd had an argument about getting rid of Moo Moo, the judge stormed out. He slipped into his car, started his motor, and... Oh! Moo Moo! Bye-bye, Moo Moo! He did! He should have technically called Moo Moo's name. He knew that Moo Moo liked to sleep by the engine because it was warm.
Goodness, what a mess that must have been.
Yeah, that happened to my sister's cat once. It was a regular cat fur blizzard.
Oh, stop
may, I just love salute him. Not so fast, Mrs. Mason. We need to find if there's anything about you we should know about. What have you found? Can I see it, please?
That is my personal effect. It's none of your business. But you want this solved, don't you? One of you is guilty, and the other two remain under suspicion unless proven their innocence. Well, when you put it like that, this is very interesting. You have a series of very safe deposits, which is quite admirable. But then, last Tuesday, you have a withdrawal of
$10,000.
So,
She was probably using it to get her hair done.
But $10,000, Mrs. Mason? What did you do with all that money? That is none of your business. Wild horses couldn't drag it out of you.
I found something else about her.
What did you find?
I think the tutor sent this out. It's noted in the judge's code. It says,
By Tuesday. Oh, you'll suffer the consequences. Whatever would the writer mean by that? Cat got your tongue? It sounds like blackmail. Who is blackmailing you?
you already know, so why waste time asking me?
Because you have to tell us. Now take a deep breath and tell us who wrote the note.
Judge Cogsworth.
Man, he sure got around.
What was he blackmailing you about?
Traffic violation.
Huh? You're telling us you bumped him off because of a ticket?
I didn't bump him off. I couldn't bump off anyone.
But it's
Traffic ticket.
All right. It's my third this year. I just can't seem to go slow enough to satisfy the police. Anyways, after my last ticket, my husband got so angry that he said he would take the keys to my BMW if I got another ticket. My BMW!
Oh, boy.
Anyways, I was pulling out of the grocery parking lot a few weeks ago, and that's when I rear-ended the guy. I also got a ticket for following too close. I begged him to let me off, but he said it would cost me. I told him money was no object, but that's when he demanded $5,000. Of course I paid him, and I thought that was that. The ticket was dropped.
Have you made any further demand before today?
Yes, he demanded $10,000. That is a withdrawal from my savings account.
I see. Yes, it's quite a pattern. So I guess you're well to get rid of him.
I've never been more relieved in my life.
She's the killer.
But I didn't do it. I couldn't kill him even for money.
Well, I'm glad that's all. Not quite.
What do you mean?
Whichever one of you off Judge Cogsworth apparently warned him. I guess he wanted to give him enough time to get his affairs in order.
We're to worry and suffer.
Yes, but in his coat pocket I found this. Inside his warning note. It says, "You die soon. Prepare." On the envelope the judge wrote, "If I die, look under chair."
What chair?
Oh.
All of them! There must be something under one of the chairs that looks like this. Ladies and gentlemen, please look under a chair and see if there is some type of message.
Better not look for my chair. My chair's fine.
Oh, you found something? Please come forward. What's your name? Thank you so much.
the judge's napkin.
I like to wipe my mouth.
Put it down.
What's wrong, Miss Carter?
Drop it.
What's wrong with you, Miss Carter? She doesn't want me to die like the judge did.
The napkin killed him.
That's right, isn't it, Miss Carter? It's been soaked in the residue of a poisonous plant and then allowed to dry. The moment it touched Judge Collins's lips, the poison was absorbed into his system.
You're crazy.
That's why you have the plant book. You needed to find the poisons that worked when absorbed, not ingested. You couldn't poison little desserts, so you cleverly thought about the napkin.
My moo deserves justice. You don't take my cat away from me in such a horrific way without paying the price. And who you in, Miss Hands? I used Moses. Quick, easy, absorbs well, and it's very, very thick.
Well, I will say one thing.
What's that?
She sure did love cats.
The police have arrived.
Yes, Roger, bring them in.
So what do we have here?
For Officer Barnes and Fields, thank goodness you're here.
Why'd you call us? What's the emergency?
We have experienced the astonishing demise of Judge Cobbs at the hand of Ed DeMay Carter, one of our contestants.
When the evidence, when the body?
Officer Fields, follow me if you should.
Officer Barnes, let us believe it.
One unfortunate ending to our contests, but I do think the weather has improved, so everyone will be able to make it home safely.
Well, Miss Peabody, there's still one thing.
I can't think of what.
Who won the contest?
Oh dear.
Well,
The judge never graded the Mason tort, so I'm afraid he's taking the secret with him.
Bummer.
So what about the prize money?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure we can split it between your two charities. And the cats, Miss Carter, will have to go empty-handed this year.
why you? They deserve it. Think I hate on me. No, they deserve it all. Stop it. Oh, stop it, they deserve it all.
On the contrary, I guess they got their just desserts.
Perfect. All right, now for our curtain call. Carnival coordinator and Officer Barnes, along with Police Officer Fields. Next up is our contest assistant and candy technician. On to our contestants, Ella Allen and Reba Raines. Benny Barnes and his guinea pig. Oh, I'm not supposed to say guinea pig. Mia Martin and Zane the school dog. Jenny Canfield, I'm sad to say Petunia the pig went home already, and so did the baby pig, but we'll stick on Jenny Canfield, Sandra Shaw, and Janet Jones. And our three finalists, Edna May Carter, Lucy Scooter Bright, Margaret Mason. I'm not sure you two should say it. You might need to be split up.
with the show. So, you want to take a little picture?